Hello, and welcome to Woodland Pattern's 27th Annual Poetry Marathon and Benefit. My name is Mike Wendt. I'm the Program Director at Woodland Pattern here in Milwaukee, and I'd like to begin by saying that we at Woodland Pattern acknowledge that in Milwaukee we live and work on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homelands along the southwest shores of Michigami, part of North America's largest system of freshwater lakes where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present. We further acknowledge the grave evil colonialism introduced to these lands through genocide and as well as slavery, but also via racist and xenophobic beliefs, laws, and practices that continue to inflict harm upon Black, Brown, and Indigenous lives. We honor those who have lived and do live now at these intersections of identity and experience and are committed to the active dismantling of white supremacy. Thank you so very much for tuning into Woodland Pattern's Poetry Marathon. We're so glad to gather with you here in lieu of being able to do so at Woodland Pattern. So for the past 26 years, this event has taken place on site at Woodland Pattern Book Center with 15 hours of readings and performances in the gallery, featuring 150 artists, sometimes more, and with folks sharing good food and great company in the bookstore. And we all will dearly miss that particular kind of warmth and energy, but are also excited for the many opportunities that a virtual marathon has afforded us. We're hosting so many marathon regulars, many who've been making appearances at this annual event for decades, alongside poets who are too distant from Milwaukee to take part in an in-person event. We're partnering once more with some of the wonderful organizations, small presses, and friends who are nearby. The Wisconsin Fellowship of Poets, Wisconsin Poet Laureate Commission, Genre Urban Arts, and Lotus Legal Clinic, to name only a very few. But we're also able to partner with Ugly Duckling Press, Chax Press, Belladonna, and again, only to name a very few friends who are a bit further afield. We're also able to host several 40th anniversary hours. So 2020 marked 4 decades of Woodland Pattern. And while we were unable to do so much of what we had planned for that year, this version of the marathon allows us to celebrate some of the individuals, both near and far, who've made significant contributions to the organization's history. All of these things wouldn't be possible on site at the book center, so in that sense, being forced to present in this new way on a virtual platform is an invigorating opportunity. Woodland Pattern's Poetry Marathon, and in fact, our mission as a whole has always been about building community around poetry, performance, and the arts. So having the opportunity to extend the boundaries of our community to invite those who might otherwise not be able to participate seems more than a consolation. It's truly a gift, especially right now, as I think we all need and crave more opportunities to connect with one another. So to all the curators, the readers, performers, to everyone on staff, on the board, all of our amazing volunteers, to all of our sponsors, and to those who've given on behalf of individual readers, to everyone who had a hand in making this event possible, thank you so much. Without you all, there would be no Woodland Pattern. I'm not naming names because if I start down that road, I'd keep you here far too long, and I just want to get on with it. But you'll hear from many of the individuals I've sort of lumped into groups here. Please enjoy this amazing community gathering, and I hope that we get to see you on site at Woodland Pattern and not too much longer. Until then, please take care of yourselves and of one another, and thank you so much.
I'm here to represent MKE trying to get through all the segregation that I see. Diversity is normality, show love for humanity. Why separate cause of race? We're in the same place, same emotions, different face. No judge books by cover, the same goals for a color. Show love for each other. With sisters and brothers come together and see. Make MLK's dream.
My name is DeAndre and I have a dream like MLK trying to heal MKE. I like to know people different from me, so let's throw a party and let's break free. We have a lot of homeless and people in need. If you are hungry, we should try to feed. Try to live positive and do good deeds. Let's make MKE the best it can be.
We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see. We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see.
Tryna spread the love, so bye to you haters. Staying positive, ain't tryna see you later. Let's come together, you and your neighbor. Working hand in hand makes easy labor. Takes more than one type of person to be great. Showing compassion keeps your heart in shape. If you live in harmony, no need to escape. MKE, you and me, so let's make it great.
I live in the city where the many waters meet, where in the rain and snow you can hear a heartbeat. They freeze us and shape us and tell us who to be. They hang us with hatred, but don't you all see? We're not just the same thing, we fly on our own wings. We're all just angels with a difference on the sing. I know it sounds crazy, but don't be too lazy to make a better world for all of our babies.
We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see. We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see.
Eyes can't see and the mind can't accept. Diversity is a challenge, can you pass the test? Don't come for me, cause I don't look like the rest. Because you're a different race, doesn't mean you're the best. I'm gonna rep my city, I ain't never trying to diss. Care about the people, when they're gone, you will miss. Even though we different, we can still work together. Staying positive will make your life better.
I live in a city where we all love cheese. Trying to make friends, but it's hard for me. Went to a party where no one greets. Sometimes it's not safe out on the streets. My wish is for everyone to live free. Always feel safe so they never have to flee. Looking on the news, everything I see, I think it's time to stop the negativity.
Listen up, everybody, let me tell you how we do it. I wish we could be solid, but you gotta stay fluid. Went to the party just to have a good time, but I can't, it's so much crime. Wish we could just stop the violence. We need to speak up and stop the silence. Stop the riots, stop the lying. Don't stop trying, don't stop surviving.
We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see. We live in a city where the many waters meet. Many different cultures, but we all on speed. We want to throw a party where we all have a seat. Segregation's line, let's break and see.
Hi everybody, I'm Alexa and I am the Education Director here at Woodland Pattern. Thank you for joining us for the first hour of the 27th Annual Poetry Marathon. This is the Youth Hour. Before we get started, I just wanted to tell you guys about our youth programming here at Woodland Pattern. Our youth programs have existed for over 20 years. And for all 20 years, actually, we've been partnered with River West Elementary, formerly known as Pierce Elementary School. So shout out to them for being amazing, long-lasting partners. And we do kind of 4 different programs within the Youth Literary Arts program. We have after-school programs with CLCs at River West Elementary and Hopkins Lloyd Community School. We also do summer CLC programming at those sites. In addition, we have a newer collaborative program with the Milwaukee Queer Writing Project, which offers after-school programming to high school LGBTQ students, which is completely taught by LGBTQ writing instructors who are really amazing and have done a fabulous job cultivating such a safe, relaxing, and fun space. Really excited to see that program grow and expand. Finally, we have our poetry camp, which is a week-long camp in the summer. We offer that twice in June, the end of June. And it is an interdisciplinary arts camp as well, focused on creative writing. It's intensive writing program. We do a lot of different activities, have a lot of prompts, but also have a lot of fun. We paint, we draw, we collage, we go on field trips when we're not virtual. And we also do performance workshops and have visiting artists almost every day. And so that's really unique and has been really amazing to watch this program grow, even in the last 2 years that I've been a part of it. So each semester we produce an anthology of student work at each site. And so this has been going on for nearly 20 years. And so we have a huge archive of student work, which is really wonderful to peruse. And I wanted to today share with you a few pieces that I've picked out from the last 3 years. So the first one I'm going to share is from our after school program, and it's an I am poem, and it's by a 4th grader named Ismael. I am the flame of the bright fire. I am the wood of the cabin. I am the water drop of the ocean. I am the stars of the galaxy. I am the leaf of the tree. I am the rainbow feather of the rainbow phoenix. I am the petals of the blue flower. I am the yellow scale of the corn snake. I am the page of the book. I am living. I am living. The next poem is another I am poem written in 2019 at Poetry Camp by Georgia. I am a shy fox who is careful around others. I am a lone wolf who is independent and free. I am a big bear who is huge and strong. I am a hound dog who is skittish during storms. I am a cheetah who is fast at finishing. I am a bat who loves night and darkness. I am a lion who roars when angered. I am a lemur who is a leader. I am a sloth who is lazy and stubborn sometimes. I am an eagle who is able to see prey from far. I am a goat who is noisy when alone. I am a white rhino who is rare. I am a penguin who finds big crowds. I know this is who I am and who I will always be. I believe that no one is like me on earth. The next one is a poem by a 4th grader at our after school program at Hopkins Lake. This was from 2019. I can become president, show people what's good, help the homeless, don't steal from the hood, make your own job, make a business, make it good, but always stay fresh. But that's me, and that's who I want to be. Work, 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 work. You see me, I be doing my own thing. And the last one I would like to read is from, I believe, 2019 Poetry Camp, written by a 15-year-old named Peyton, and it's called Bed of Nails. I am always walking on a bed of nails, the dark always pushing me to fail. But one day they'll be chasing their tails. So get out of my way, I have a ship to sail. You may not understand, so let me make this clear. Like MJ, you should be talking to the man in the mirror. Don't push people down, stay on the right track, or you might hurt your life the same way your phone got cracked. I have to keep working, my life is my purpose. There's no way I'll drown, I'm walking on the surface. I'm going to think positive, make my life brighter. I may be a lover, but I'll always be a fighter. So I'm staying on the nails, no matter what's in store. I may get hurt on the trail, but I'm going from a trickle to a roar. So during this hour, you will also hear from Finn, Sofia, Noah, Zekiah, Atahlia, Graydin, Jocelyn, Persia, Henry, Alexzandria, Gerardo, Isabella, and Niles. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Finn. I'm 17 years old and I write poetry to better articulate myself and my experience of the world around me. Today I'll be reading one of my poems for you and it's titled Dead Bones. They just can't stay dead, the bones in my back garden. The dent in my shovel bends deeper each winter as I bury them till next spring when I know they'll crawl back out again. My neighbor knows they're there, can see the fresh earth, skeletons in loose dirt. I can't complain when he leaves the porch light on past dawn. Autumn winds make their joints snap and keep us both awake. I just want them to stay beneath the petunias. Someone must be digging them up. They come out the same way they went in, ripped from ground like teeth from gum. By now, I must have the path memorized. Still, it never feels the same. Sometimes I wish my shovel would break. I've stopped wishing I didn't need to use it. Maybe one year I'll cave in and buy a new one because the past won't stay below the grass. I plant rose beds above them, but thorns are only so much of a deterrent, and anything stronger would do more than just lay them to rest. Gardening has become an obsession, but these pests can't keep put, can't stay under for just a minute, and whose fault is that? Weeds are still prettier than these. I fear if I pull even one dandelion, the roots will drag something else up with it. The garden faucet works great until you try to get a bucket under it. There isn't enough room between the spout and the ground, so you just get mud. I never heard of a trowel until I already needed one, because ghosts can't rest and bones don't stay dead, and I can no longer pretend that I do not know who I am burying.
I am from You Are My Sunshine, sung by my beautiful mum, and car radio jams with my friends. From Snoopy in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, to Nagana in South Pacific and Shore Drama Productions, and Hershey's Chocolate and S'mores around the bonfire. I am from a loving home where spices, cinnamon, cardamom, and garlic fill the air. Quiet, warm, the pitter-patter of cat paws running across the floor. I am from the white flower called baby's breath, small, delicate, and elegant. I am from tamale making and brownie baking. From my humble and wise brother Eric to my hard-working father Alexander, who's retired and seems to have become the family chef. I am from the optimistic and persistent. From treat others the way you want to be treated, and morning is wiser than evening. I am a child of God, but we don't equate spirituality with attending Mass. I am from Coatepeque, Guatemala, and indigenous Mayan and Spanish European roots. Fresh, soft, homemade tortillas and spicy hot salsa. For my Guatemalan birth mother, who couldn't keep the family together. The memory of my old fragile grandpa, who would read to me on long summer afternoons and pretend to eat the wooden toy food I'd serve to him each day. Photo albums wrapped in colorful cloth hold many memories and good times of my childhood. A brightly hued painting of 3 Guatemalan women with woven huipiles and baskets of fruit on their heads. Una mezcla resplandeciente de cultura, aroma y lírica.
Hi, my name is Noah Beener, and I'm a student at Sherwood High School, and I will be reading one of my own poems called Does a Person Have an Answer? Does a person have a breaking point? If not, are there no limits? Does a person need to take their time, or always count the minutes? Does a person juggle everything, or is there life to spare? Does a person give it all they've got, or do they need to care? Does a person have to always study, or do they need some fun? Does a person have to never finish, or can they ever be done? Does a person do what they're told, or what they think is best? Does a person travel their own way, or follow all the rest? Does a person care what others think, or have themselves to flatter? Does a person have to chase their dreams, or do those just not matter? Does a person speak what's on their mind, or is that not okay? Does a person have to raise their voice, or pretend that it's fair play? Does a person act like everyone, or is that just too lame? Do these questions have one answer, or does no one answer the same?
I'm Zekiah, and I will be reading 2 of my poems today. The first one is titled Extinction. Humans are a greedy specimen. We crave eternal life, forgetting death is what gives life meaning. We want to be better than we are now, but as said by others much wiser, the warnings come after the spells. We don't think or use our heads. If we go down this path of supposed glory, who's to say we don't end up like dodo birds and saber-toothed tigers? Last person on earth isn't a fiction. We are not in a novel. This is reality. We'll die out, and frankly, we could do that ourselves with our guns and nuclear bombs that we juggle like oranges, playing with them like toy chucks. We could wipe ourselves out a number of ways, and if we don't recognize that one day, it'll be too late, and we'll be gone like the pages of your favorite book. The second poem I'll be reading is titled That Darkness in Your Head. Fear only ever sheds to reveal more fear. Like a snake, it sheds to reveal not bravery, but more darkness. And fear likes to slither through your mind, poisoning all light within. And that poison has got you running down the halls. You can't control your reactions any more than you can control that darkness in your head. And you have to join the side of the snakes to survive, because fear only ever sheds to reveal more fear, so you become the darkness. Thank you.
Hello, I am Atahlia Lopez-Johnson. I am from Sherwood High. I am going to read a poem that I have written called Where I'm From. I am from computers, from Paper Pal and RPG Maker. I am from the Backyard Forge, Green Cold, and the Tweeting of the Birds. I am from the Badgers, Black and White, of aggressive and territorial to the softness of the family. I am from get-togethers and parties, from Paula Lopez and Jeremiah Johnson. I am from the lateness and fights, from staying safe and being patient. I am from Christ and the Last Supper. I am from Madison and many races. From the Johnson family's love and hard workings of Bisabuela, Abuelo, and many grandios and tias, and the memories of a hard life, and photographs to photo albums, to the ring I shall be getting when I am 21 from my grandmother's mother, from my pride of who I am.
As the time passes, I write. I write and I write till my heart's content, yet the dreams have not been fulfilled for those I have not yet repent. I describe it as a fearsome force of nature, the inevitable outcome, yet the choice is clear. The strides that I have yet to make sit in front of me to be grasped up and taken upon myself as a benefit and prosperous journey through the lands of what everyone wants to call freedom. I wait till the night and I write what I see, become the one thing that I always hope to be. It's a shame that I am not so free. Freedom is a strength and a determination to get someone to their destination. Yet I write. No, it's not all about the shoes, the fame, the everything that's unimportant. Yet you find yourself called lame. I want to show a different perspective that makes a meaning better than just a message. The fact of pain and suffering changes the meaning like a therapy session. Pushing past the struggle of life, trying to find a way to take life, take a bird's body in its wings and make it take flight. Yet I write.
I am from pencils, from Papermate and Sharpie. I am from the temperatures of the attic, extremely hot in the summer, freeze your toes off cold in the winter, hearing the squirrels running across the roof. I am from irises, purple, smelling like a rich lady's perfume, and they were rare, but we had them. I'm from cookie baking and brown hair, from Jill and Fallhaber, from wanting to win everything and learning to live with siblings, from don't cross the street without me, and go to bed without dinner. I'm from the organ my mother gave so she could feel better. I'm from Lake Mary, Florida, and Germany. From my grandmother's Texas cakes and Culver's cheese curds. From the time my birth father decided he did not have what it took to be a father. From the RC car my grandfather takes down to the garage of his apartment. The shoebox in my drawer under my bunk is ripped and broken, spilling out memories from days long past so I may not lose the memories myself. This is where I am from, and all these things add up to one thing, me.
I have one poem, and it is called I Remember Door County. I remember the sparkling water. I remember the boiling sand. I remember the itchy mosquito bites. I remember the giant pile of crepes, the saucy Swedish meatballs. I remember the waist-high sand castles. I remember the cold as ice water. I remember Door County.
Blessed greetings, my poetry family. Hi, I'm Nikki Janzen, and I'm a poet, a teacher, and a co-conspirator searching for anti-racist education and being in this world. I've been honored to serve as one of the poets to work with youth and create poems and art. One special place we do that is our poetry camp, and every summer we get to create a book, a song, and go on a lot of fun field trips to explore the world that we can write about. So I'm going to be reading from a couple of anthologies. The first poem that I'd like to read from our testimony, summer 2014, Sierra wrote The Colors of a Person. The colors of flowers can range from red to pink to white to yellow. Colors of a garden, they can be the same. But the colors of a person are not always that simple. The colors of a person not always that specific. They are not always black or white. You can't always read them. The colors of a person are not always true. They could even be bright pink or very dark, shady kind of blue. Be careful how you read these colors, because they could be a lie. Knowing those true colors help. You never know who needs help getting by. You never know who needs help getting by. This poem from Famous, which was written in, 2014. Mohammed wrote, "This is going to be the best day of my life," by Mohammed. Today, the best day of my life. I sat to record my own sounds like a rapper, and the sun is hot like a volcano, so awesome. I even sat to make a beat for a hip-hop song. Awesome, right? I have to admit, this is the best summer of my life. A little tribute to Poetry Camp, all of the fun things that we got to do. Next up we have Beautifully Talented. It's a beautifully covered anthology as well. This was from the summer, 2016. This is a poem that can be read forward or backwards. It's called Joyful, so it's somewhat of a haiku. So we're going to read it forward and backwards by Ryan Felix. Joyful blue, hoping peaceful. Surprise gold, dancing talented. Silver, gray, big loving. Loving big, gray silver. Talented dancing, gold surprise. Peaceful hoping, blue, joyful. This is Infinite by Emily. One step falling, two steps floating. Infinite place and infinite time. Falling, no floating inside space. Never wanting to land, instead wishing to fly. I think that's a beautiful thing about being able to share our voices. This idea we talk about equity, being able to express our feelings and allowing a time and space for that. So I really hold Woodland Pattern sacred for allowing us to do that with our youth and for bringing us together to build community. So thank you for listening, and thank you for encouraging our youth. And they have so much power when we listen, so much wisdom. Be well, everyone. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. So long. Until we see each other again. Peace and love.
Our next and last poet is a person who I have had the pleasure to work with her mother. And before I knew Carlos, I wanted her to be an intern at Poetry Camp. But she's already doing some amazing work with COA, Youth and Family Centers, and she just got the Rising Star Award. So here she is, Jay Banks, a 16-year-old senior at River West High School. She's gonna share with you some raps. Give it up.
Hello, so first I actually want to do two pieces of poems that I wrote naturally myself. So the first poem I would like to read is The Half Cup. The half cup. I am a glass and my life is the water. I am halfway full but halfway empty. I am positive and negative. Should I cry and be happy that I'm alive, or should I cry because another person died? I am the glass that's halfway full and empty. But if I put color dye in it, will I mix or sit on top? The water is my life, and the different colors I live is the situations. Will I turn into oil and never have a purpose? I would never want to fall over the edge because of suicidal thoughts that play in my head. The half cup. And the next poem I would like to do is called I Am. I, the person who wear magnifying glasses on her face. I am mean like a pit bull. I am pretty like a sunset. When I walk on the floor, it giggles. I am Jay Banks. I'm not perfect, neither is you. I am smart. I am brilliant. I am a star. Like I said, I'm Jocelyn Banks, someone that you are not, and I'm going to keep doing me whether you like it or not. And the rap I have for you is, wrote 3 years ago. It's coming up on my 3 years of rap, so yeah. Okay. No. I'm Jocelyn Banks, no typical black girl. I don't run track and do athletic things. I'm a beautiful black queen, people say I'm me. And I do crazy things, I just say I'm me. And I do what I do, I just keep my cool. And I say what I say, I just keep my faith. I got things on my mind, I'm one of a kind. I got a precious way that you can't even find. I know who I am. Do you know who you are? I know who I am. I know I'm a star. I know who I am. Do you know who you are? I know who I am. I know I'm a star. Peanut butter jelly, put it in a jar. Them two go together like, do you know? They can rock all day, all night, every midnight, second, every day, like fly. Fly away, big bird, cause you know that you are a big bird. Peanut butter jelly, then you put it in a jar, cause you're a rock star. I'm Jay Bex, I wanna go to college. When I go to COA, I get more knowledge about school, work, and life. They help me to inspire. If you wanna be like me, then put your mind to it. I wanna ride real low with my top down. Think about my high flow and my high sound. I wanna be free, free-minded, free-spirited. I really wanna see if one day you gon' hear this. Can y'all hear me though? Yeah. Do y'all hear me though? Yeah. Can y'all hear me though? I'm Jay Bass coming through these stereos. Can y'all hear me though? Yeah. Do y'all hear me though? Yeah. Can y'all hear me though? I'm Jay Bass coming through these stereos. Yeah. Yeah. I'm Jay Bass coming through these stereos. Yeah. Yeah. I'm Jay Bass coming through these stereos. Can y'all hear me though? Yeah. I'm Jay Bass coming through these stereos.
Hello, this is Persia saying my poem Gedicht über mich, which is German. Here's my poem. When I try to express feelings, I feel like there's a box in my heart. Dark nothings in the box. I feel like my body is fading, and all I can do is look dazed, as if corruptness came from the box, consuming my very existence. It doesn't hurt. I don't feel anything. Would the world end like this? Like the feeling of fading into non-existence, vanishing in the wind, as to blow me all over the world. At least I'll be going places.
I am from the ground, and to the ground I will return, as all of us will. I am from the walls, transparent, paper-thin, and vibrant, consistently failing to protect me from the outside world. I am from the perennials that get to live inside during winter because my father has a tough time letting go. I'm from Heidi and Harry, the twin ends of the familial spectrum, as different as they are the same. I'm from our false Catholicism around family, reading lips and biting my tongue to appease unconditional love. I'm from my mother's stolen senior year, a surprise early graduation causing her bitter hatred and unrequited love of this village in which she was shorted a childhood. I'm from homes filled to the brim with things from a time I can't remember. Swamps of relics that have far outstayed their welcome. As all of us will.
Hi, my name is Alexzandria, and I will be reading an essay that I wrote in 2020 about online school and COVID-19 and how I feel about it. Online school. We are in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic called COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. This pandemic is killing and hospitalizing people, also ruining people's high school experience, like mine. I just started high school. I am a freshman, and so far I've been going to online school, which is not cool and can be stressful at times. March 13, 2020, that was the first day of school inside a building for me. That day, my middle school teacher told my class about COVID-19, and she told us about how people were getting very sick from catching coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. My middle school teacher also was searching up masks showing us. At first, I really didn't think it was going to impact people's lives like how it is now. COVID-19 has killed and hospitalized people for a while, and it's still going. Some people don't even wear their masks in public places. Due to people not wearing their masks, it's becoming a debate, and I have to say I agree with wearing masks out in public. It makes life easier. It's sad and devastating because this is reality. Kids are going to school not wearing their masks properly, some not at all. Due to COVID-19, I have to experience high school online, which is not all that fun. Sometimes the Wi-Fi starts acting weird, and you have to rejoin the Zoom. I started school September 1st, and so far it's okay. I'm just ready to go back to school. I go to Carmen Northwest every morning at 9 o'clock. I have to get on Zoom and start school. Some benefits of online school are private messaging teachers, typing essays instead of writing them, and async day. Private messaging teachers are good because if you feel that your answer is wrong, you can only tell it to the teacher and no one else will know. Typing essays are good because of autocorrect. Less painful than writing and it's quicker. Async day is great because you can spend the day doing missing work or completing work early. You can also use the day to rest if you have completed all your work. It's also stressing outside of online school because you always have to remember to wear a mask in the store so you won't catch COVID-19. I'm in school completing all assignments and making sure that I maintain good grades because I want to go to college and become something in life. Even though the pandemic is going on, I'm still working hard. Sometimes I get tired, but I don't fall asleep in class. I'm going to enjoy my high school years, and no pandemic is going to stop me. I've learned that sometimes life get hard, but don't ever give up on your dreams. Sometimes a storm will come, but that storm is going to change your life completely. Any other students who are feeling down about COVID, I just want you to know that everything is going to be all right. Just trust the process.
Just wait. No matter how long, no matter how difficult, I'll wait for you. I know there's someone else. I know I'm just an intruder in your thoughts. I know that I am not the perfect example of a guy. Pieced together, just to later be junked. I'll reshape myself for you. I'll resist heat and cold. I'll go against the strongest hurricanes just to be with you. No matter the task, no matter the time, I'll be here for you. I know I'm not the first, but I hope to be your last. I know that I'm a piece of someone's past, but I just want to be part of your future. I know you're happy with him. I know my chances are slim. I know all odds are against me. I like always, am good.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining us at the 40th year of Woodland Pattern's existence and the exciting Woodland Pattern 2-day poetry marathon. I just wanted to leave you all with the words from the Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm. Music heals, words heal. My love and honor of being on the board at Woodland Pattern is profound, and my devotion to the Carmen schools and the students is something that brings me joy every day. Thank you all for being here.
I am from Bones, from hydrogen peroxide and saddle soap. I'm from the green barn and sleeping in the silo. I'm from split leaf monstera and butterfly milkweed, from salamanders and snakes left in the shower. I'm from catching frogs in the marsh. From Nana and Katie, from abandonment and stubbornness, from rebuking things in the name of Jesus Christ and fire and brimstone. I'm from Sunday services, speaking in tongues. I am from the farm. From chicken pot pie, mulberries, from the cigarette ash in my braids, the piles of newspapers clippings left by Nana, abandoned scrapbooks in the barn.
My first poem, I have 2 poems, and the first one is called I Can Remember. I can't remember what it sounded like, the ambulance. I remember the rain getting my socks wet, the porch, waiting for my neighbor to open their door and let me stay there in the sight of my sibling. I can't remember what it smelled like, the gift shop. I remember the cool floor, the nurses rushing by, the stuffed animals, and my mother's voice that sounded like fear. I can't remember what it looked like, my first shirt from the boys section. I remember the stress of changing in front of the big dressing room mirror, scared of the reflection, the almost tears, the taste of a brief, bittersweet victory. I can't remember what it tasted like, hunger. I remember the food in front of me, my friends encouraging me, and the smell of failure. I do remember what it feels like, the pain, the tiles, the hard couches, the waiting room, the orange pill bottles, the rough paper of the mental health screening, and it all felt like nothing. The sight of my sibling, the construction site outside the hospital making too much noise, the mental health screening citing my issues, the hunger eating me up from the inside. I knew I was changing into more than just a shirt, and now it feels like nothing. And this is my second poem, and it's called The Pond. Come with me, I say. Break out of your cage. Follow me, I say. Come along, don't be shy. Look to the wood, look to the stars, look to the fog, the cage, the key. This way, dear, I say. Let's start our journey. Power through the fear, I say. Step into the forest, towards the pond. Look to the grass, look to the trees, look to the water, the reflection, the faces you see. Grab their hands, I say, the hands that shot out of the water. Take hold, I say, let yourself be pulled under. Let the cold water swirl around you and stop your frantically beating heart. Look to the ghosts, look to the past, look to the corpses that look too much like you. Swim with me, I say, let's go further down. Ignore the ghosts now, I say. They'll only distract you. You don't have to think about it. Look to the memories, look to the fear, look to the endless depths of the pond. We might get lost down here. Keep going, I say. I know it's hard to sink deeper. You have to keep going, I say, but just far enough to remember. Not far enough to drown. Look to the pain, look to the hurt, look to the trauma, the spiral you go down. You don't need to process it, I say. Just grab the good memories and go. Push them away, I say. Talk about just enough to make yourself feel fine. Look to the sadness, look to the anger, look to the people you pushed away. You wonder who I am, you say. You wonder what I mean. You wonder where this voice is coming from, you say. You can't quite place it, but it sounds familiar. Look to the left, look to the right, look up, down, and all around. You don't have time for my games, you say. You want me to help you out of the pond. You can't do this anymore, you say. You're tired of this, you need to know what I am. Look over there, look to the mirror, look to the shadows of your reflection. That is where you will find me.
Hi. I'm going to be doing 3 poems today, and the first one is called Black Jesus. Once, someone told me that I was too dark to be a Power Ranger. That hurt inside like a gunshot to my heart. But then I realized some people said Obama was too dark to be president. So I said, boy, I'll be the blackest Power Ranger you saw. Like the pyramids that stood tall through it all. Make James Brown sing I'm black and I'm proud. Black as a thermostat. Mathematics to calculate gamma rays. Feel blackness in the beat of a maker. Flowing a blood bank. Shockwave, thankful there is an elevator to take the world's fastest computer. Gas mask, traffic signals. I am all that, and a black man invented chips. How come in school I was never taught these things? Parents, maybe you should teach your kids these things. After all, is it about the color of our skin or the dreams we are told to believe in? And the second poem is My Doggy Dog. Magic was fluffy as a cloud. I remember the day she took a picture on Santa's lap. She came home so happy. She was my favorite dog, but don't tell Gracie that. The day she passed away, my heart was heavy like a rain cloud. And the third one, and it is called Dreams. I am 9 years old, and I have big bullies. They are so mean, colder than ice cream. But I still have big dreams, to be a fisher king, to own my own horse, and shine like a diamond ring. I walk my path, keeping my stride, trust myself, keep dreams alive, stay on track, follow the guide. Don't get stressed, enjoy the ride. Thanks for listening to my poems. Peace out.
Hi everyone, I'm back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just loved hearing everybody, all the youth performing. They did a fantastic job. You all should be really proud of yourselves. I wanted to give some final shout outs. I know this year was quite difficult for everyone. And so I wanted to give a shout out to teachers who had to adapt to teaching virtually overnight. I know it's a tough job, especially not being able to be physically present for students this year. I also want to thank parents for all that you do. I know having to navigate the technology and put in more work to make sure your kids are actually tuning into school has been a lot of hard work and very time consuming. And so thank you for encouraging your kids to participate in this poetry marathon. And finally, the students, I really feel for you all not being able to be in school and see your friends and participate in social activities. I know it's incredibly hard, and I applaud you all for sticking it out and for doing the extra work to be here today. I know it can be hard to record yourself and see yourself on camera and hear yourself. Believe me, it's difficult for me as well. So thank you so much. And know that being able to speak and write honestly and confidently is so important and allows us all to be free and honor our history and our feelings and our communities and ourselves, to write our own stories and define who we are for ourselves. There is power in that, so please keep writing. I know you will. I can't wait to see what you write next. Special thank you to Mary Whitty and Renee Glenman for encouraging your students to participate. And thank you to all our teaching artists throughout the year. You're wonderful. And our amazing sponsors. And for everyone tuning in, thank you so much for supporting our young people, supporting the work we do here at Woodland Pattern. Now, more than ever, we must cultivate spaces and relationships that are truly equitable. We must support one another and lift up each other's voices. We must redouble our efforts to fill in the gaps and provide support for our young people. We must invest in the arts and education to the fullest, and we must do this so we can collectively overcome the setbacks we have faced this year. So thank you so much for your support. And I wanted to end with a quote from one of my favorite poets, June Jordan, who, among other things, was a wonderful teacher and taught poetry to young people. Who really matter are these young people, these new lives, original, furious, gentle, broken, lyrical, strong, and summoning. If we will hear them, they will teach us. Thank you.